One thing we've always been impressed with over the years is all the ways people can connect with Mother Nature. From the preservation of her beauty to the transformation into our food, we'd be nowhere without the trees, leaves, and flowers of Texas. No one understands that like Mark Vorderbruggen.
Both my parents were children of the Great Depression, and one of the ways up in Minnesota they got through that terrible time was through the knowledge of wild edible plants. So when I moved down to Texas in 1997, I just continued the tradition of, eating everything, but I discovered a whole nother ecosystem of plants that I had to learn.
Armed with a master's degree in medicinal chemistry and a PhD in physical organic chemistry, Mark's knowledge of edible Texas foliage has blossomed over the years, and with one glance at a plant, he can tell you if you'll be coming up roses or barking up the wrong tree.
It does taste bad. It reminds me of the flavor of the stamps that you used to have to lick. Yeah, yeah, just keep it in there, it'll go numb.
Let me just try some common plants that everybody knows, and you tell me, can you eat it? Okay, roses.
Yes, the petals are really tasty. It's actually an excellent source of vitamin C.
Texas bluebonnets.
No.
Don't eat them?
Don't eat them, poisonous.
Oleander.
Poisonous.
What about mesquite?
Mesquite, the beans. When they're younger, they were just pulped up and made into a boiled mash. They actually have quite a good sweetness to it.
You're like Bear Grylls or somebody. I mean, can we really survive with you out? If worse
you can
came to
last
worse,
a lot longer.
If we hang out with you.
I have a lot of people say when the zombies come, we're going to your house, and it's like, I'm not going to be there. You're welcome to it.
Where will you be?
I'm not telling. There's a carrot under there.
While his zombie hiding place might be kept under wraps, the secret to understanding edible plants is something Mark is more than willing to share. Not only did he write The Idiot's Guide to Foraging,
for those of you who don't know poison ivy, we got it right here.
But you can strap on a backpack and travel along with him on one of his guided nature walks.
The flowers you can eat raw. You can make a good jelly out of them. Usually it'll be a 4-hour class. We'll meet at some central location. We walk along and it's like, ooh, this, ooh, that.
On your tours, do you actually gather and then go back and?
We usually eat as we go. It's like a giant smorgasbord.
And so the bitter greens are the wild lettuce, chicory, dandelion, sow thistle.
With Mark's help, the wild, untouched Texas lands become a school to study a variety of vegetation. It's an opportunity to learn how to live off the land, but Mark says it also does wonders for your body and mind too.
No thorns. There's a reason for that. They don't taste that good. They're very sour, very tart, but if you make a jam or a jelly or a wine out of it, it becomes much better.
You might be familiar with that saying, let food be thy medicine. So I say, let gathering food be thy medicine. When you're out foraging, it's not like pushing a cart through a grocery store. You're bending, you're lifting, you're digging, you're stretching. So you get just that physical exercise. The Japanese researchers have shown the more time you spend on uneven ground, walking on uneven ground, it actually staves off dementia and Alzheimer's. I mean, you may not realize, but you're smelling, you're hearing, you're feeling the wind on your skin, brushing your hair, things like that. All your senses are being used instead of just sitting there passively watching TV. Basically, foraging is doing what we were designed to do.
The interesting thing about this is it was the favorite fruit of the mastodons.
Mark Vorderbruggen never knows what he'll find on one of his walks, but he says that's the beauty of it. Every trip he leads brings him face to face with something unexpected and gives him the chance to educate others on how to live off the land.
That orange color is due to a chemical called eustenic acid. The human body uses the eustenic acid to convert consumed protein into muscle mass.
It's what kept his parents alive during the Great Depression. It's an opportunity to exercise your body and your brain. And it's a way to stay connected to Mother Nature.
We have grass. All grass seeds are edible. In fact, the early German settlers would make beer out of a lot of them. I think in some ways it's a rejection of how technological we've become.
That powder is actually wild yeast.
I want them to be reattached to nature. We have drifted away from it. There's a study that shows that people can name like 100 trademarks, you know, the company logos, and 2 plants. And if they don't have a connection to nature, it lowers it on their priority list of what's important to them. And so eventually they'll just stop protecting it. I want to get back in touch with nature.
You're out in the nature, you are treating your brain the way it likes to be treated.